At Grow Midwives, we've done nearly 900 or around 900 contract reviews. And one of the things that we wind up reviewing and seeing in many of these contracts is a non-compete. And we wanted to get a little bit more in-depth. One of the problems that economists see with non-competes is it has a way of diminishing the profession that we don't always expect, and it has a negative effect on helping a profession to thrive. So you get into a community and you're contractually bound after the completion of your tour of duty not to continue in that community. There's three main things that happen in these non-competes. They usually describe a restricted territory, a restricted duration, and then a restricted activity. And so it's common to see 1 or 2 years, so many miles from whatever the location is, or sometimes it's all the locations of an institution that has several places in town. So by the time you put those 10 or 12 mile dots over there, you've pretty well covered an entire community. And then the activities. In some of these non-competes, a midwife can't leave the midwifery practice, but practice just general labor and delivery for a year or two until they burn off the non-compete time. They're still restricted even from doing that. And it can put incredible pressure on someone. It doesn't affect the duration that people work, because if somebody really wants to leave in some way, they can go out further than the non-compete to look. And sometimes it's kind of a silly fear. I've seen non-competes for communities that were very, very small. You got to get completely out of this town. But when the town's small enough, there isn't enough market. The FTC is working on considering some of these non-competes and getting rid of the enforceability of some of these non-competes because of the way it chokes down the overall economy. It harms how professions flourish, the innovation. The biggest thing about non-competes is non-competes are very difficult to enforce. If you have working with someone and then they make you sign a non-compete after you're hired, then you need to show some other kind of substantial benefit for taking this away. I would counsel the practices that we're working with to think very carefully about how they're using non-competes and what that effect is. Even as simple as, do you really want to have employees who are continuing to work for you resentfully? And if you're going to have them, to tailor them appropriately so that it doesn't harm your standing in the community. If you can figure out how to sculpt your agreements in ways that would develop a relationship, and that a relationship incentivizes people to be part of that community and to stay there, you're far better off.